Okay, called space. The masters are masters of a tacit conspiracy Western Civ has willingly bought. Canvas crowded with intricate thought, meant to evoke a planned-for response, just no original idea or viewer imagination. An exquisite dictatorship. We join the collusion while projecting the blame on whom we make us indebted, whether success or celebrity or some other base compensation. There's a profound fear of white space inspiring our news anchor mind in our desperate search to define. Masters of our own canvas, we cram its surface full, leaving nothing to envisage, not predetermined or designed, choosing certainty or freedom, and the known instead of adventure. We surrender what we dream of to a despotic status quo. It ought not be this way, nor was it intended that beings meant for the unbounded would abdicate the habitat naturally fit for our essence. And our collective restlessness belies the claim that we prefer a life without the mystery. Oriental masters are masters of the space. A jutting crag or twisted limb set against the infinite backdrop, leaving room for imagining and breathing room to sense wonder, trusting the viewer to take part in the creation of his art. Finite life set against the infinite milieu, what's spoken only eloquent in its unspeakable context. Being wrapped in eternity, breathing deeply of mystery, we can choose to dwell in the space and find out what it means to live.
And I hadn't heard that before, somehow.
Yeah, you've heard it before.
I've heard it.
I know I've heard it. Well, I feel rejuvenated.
Well, maybe the explanation
I had heard it.
to give it some, yeah. I really do suck at that, but fortunately I have good friends that help me.
John and I suck at writing the words with Steve's chapbook.
That's right. You can blame that on Todd on my side.
All right. This is called humility. Once proud, now pulverized, reduced to minuscule particles, resigned to the outcome of relentlessly pounding waves. Self-assured, bravado spent, essential nature fully revealed, exertion to the contrary, an endeavor ebbing with the tide. Now shamed in surrender, acquiescing to widespread pleasure, applauding the apparent demise of aggrandizement washed out to sea. Still, what intrinsic worth? Modified form notwithstanding, metamorphic still at the core, its metal proven in crashing surf. Clear eyes now envisage self in unadulterated state, static in its truest essence, and shining through water's frame refined. I'm going to read one more, and this one is, Becky actually gave me permission, so I'm going to do it. This is called Becky's Thunder.
Yes.
And it's about a day she changed my life.
Hey, Becky.
I know you don't really know, nor would you likely lay claim to having done anything noteworthy at all. It's just not the way you roll. But I simply must tell you that those 6 words revolutionized my life. I wasn't trying to gain sympathy, just trying to be honest about my long and less than impressive past of sabotaging self at the threshold of my life's greatest opportunities, at the precise moment of promise fulfilled. The statement made was accurate, a reflection of real experience with which no long bystanding witness of my life would hotly disagree. I have a long track record, a gift for blowing up my own life. This assertion was the evidence of my underlying fears that, having identified the focus of my life's work, I would exercise the dubious gift again as so many other times, voicing the miserable paradox of my path. Vision compromised by ego, and action paralyzed by fear. Certain only that the cloudless dream would in the end to loss submit, and imagination's ideal would be ultimately obscured by inevitable defeat. But you're not that man anymore. How could you be so sure then, or now, since you know so much more? It was such a simple statement, but it thundered through my soul and rumbles still through often tortured todays. Current evidence often suggests that I'm just on the verge again, and that personal prophecies will self-fulfill, just as I always knew they would. But at those very moments, I hear your 6 words rising above my resignation. My words are wholly impotent to convey the force with which your words have impressed upon my life, to believe that some impending day it may without reserve be said, Steve, you are not that man anymore.
All right. You walked in and you said, bring on the dancing.
All right. I'm gonna let Mike sign you up on the list when he comes up if you want me. All right. And then without further ado, Mr. Bonfils himself, Gary Bond. Gary.
Well, Shakespeare, Mr. Bond.
Yeah, Shakespeare, give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
God, I forgot what I was going to say.
We had it all figured out that you guys distracted with Shakespeare. Shakespeare.
Tell us the meaning of life and...
No, I got,
This looks like Nikki.
I don't have any poetry. So, but I do have something that I
What's
wanted
that
to...
thing that I printed out for you?
got Shakespeare in your
I
head.
hated that.
You gotta read that.
I got this poem, if I can find it, that I wanted to dedicate to my friends in the back row there. You guys with the spouses, okay?
Well, thanks a lot.
Well, I was expecting war, and you kind of pumped out on me. I thought you were going to...
Well...
Yeah, so I'm all off my square. Okay, so it's called, this is from Nikki Giovanni. She's one of my favorites. And this is
I
one
saw
of
her
my
read was
favorite.
in Philadelphia.
Yeah, cool. And she's one of my favorite poets. This is called How Do You Write a Poem? How do you write a poem about someone so close to you that when you say ah, they say chew? What can they ask you to put on paper that isn't already written on your face? And does the paper make it any more real? That without them, life would not be impossible, but certainly more difficult. And why would someone need a poem to say, when I come home, if you're not there, I search the air for your scent? Would I search any less if I told the world I don't care at all? And love is so complete that touch or not, we blend to each other. The things that matter aren't all about banging. I can be banged all day long, but finding a spot where I can be free of all the physical and emotional bullshit and simply sit with a cup of coffee and say to you, I'm tired. Don't you know those are my love words? And say to you, how was your day? Doesn't that show I care? Or say to you, we lost a friend, and not want to share that loss with strangers? Don't you already know what I feel? And if you don't, maybe I should check my feelings. Thank you.